Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at FERN from Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And honestly, I am quite excited but a little bit worried about this figure because I've heard a little bit of issues with her in terms of the posability. But I'm happy to finally have her, and I'm hoping to put her next to my Frieren now that I have her in my collection. So, without further ado, let's take her out of the box and see what she comes with. Alright, so here we have FERN from Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And I gotta say, she is yet another tiny figure. So, I'm a little bit concerned about this figure, just a tiny bit, to be honest. Because it has some weird, design features for the entirety of the body. And I don't know if I like them. Also, why are the birds so fucking loud? Jesus, it is 8 p.m. Shut up. Thank you. Alright. So, I have a couple of issues with this figure already. Not saying that they're horrible. They're very much questionable though. But besides that, here we have her next to FERN, and you can definitely see she is taller than Frieren. God, I'm getting names mixed up so much today. But here we have Frieren next to her, and I gotta say, they look so good together. So honestly, just excited to finally have her in my collection. Now, in terms of aesthetic, she is pretty flat overall, like in terms of just the aesthetic. The hair looks really nice with the transitioning of like the little dark purple to the middle light purple and back to the dark purple, and also the shading on the hair looks really nice. I will say it is having some issues with the gaps so very questionable in terms of how they engineered this figure. So let's take a look at that in a bit. In terms of everything else, the cloak is kind of like plastic. It's just pure soft plastic. Her boots are a matte finish black. The coat is like just a soft plastic black, sort of charcoal-ish. And of course we have the dress that actually you can move and you can like see underneath her, but she's wearing leggings and boots, so like you can't really see much. But yeah, overall she looks fine. Kind of bland in terms of like just the figure itself. Like, I don't know, it feels like there's a big disparity between her and Frieren in terms of aesthetic, but at the same time she does look like this the entire time during the show. There are different outfits that they wear every now and then, so hopefully maybe we can get those in the future. But now let's get into the articulation, because I'm very interested in seeing how she works and how limited she is, because I'm pretty sure you guys already saw what the issue I have with this figure is. With the head, looking down, non-existent. Looking up, a little bit. You actually do get the hinge for the hair over here, so it works like a hinge. Actually, it's like a ball peg. It's like a ball hinge. Actually, no, it's just a pure ball peg. You can see it on the back right here. So it's just a pure ball peg that you can move side to side and back and forth however you want. And then you can, of course, move to the side a little bit. You're going to get a little bit of restriction with the hair, and it seems that it's going to be a reoccurring issue where the head is just going to pop off because of how bulky the entirety of the body is. Hopefully I didn't get a faulty copy, because if I did, that's going to be an issue. Arms. You can't get them past the T-pose, honestly, which kind of sucks. You won't be able to actually get them forward either. This is as far forward as she goes with her arms, which kind of sucks because there's these cuts right here for some reason. I don't know why they did those, but they look weird in my opinion. She does rotate 360 degrees. You don't have a bicep swivel, but it kind of works like one, so you could use it like that if you wanted to. Single jointed hinge or elbow. I think it's a single joint. It is a single jointed elbow. Doesn't look bad. I think it looks pretty nice. Very reminiscent of the Tanjiro SH Figuarts, which it was good on that one, so not bad looking. A little bit too glossy, but that's the difference between soft plastic and regular hard plastic. For the app crunch, almost non-existent, but you can also get a little bit. Back crunch, not there. So this is going to be an issue with this figure. She doesn't really have an app crunch or a back crunch. It's mostly going to be very limited to the actual hinge, which I'm actually going to get into right now. Well, in a minute, actually. With the legs, she can kick forward about this much. Very weird legs, realistically. About that far, kicking forward with the soft plastic kind of just bending and everything. With the knee, single jointed knee, which really sucks. I actually don't like that. You can't get a little bit past 90-degree angle with that, which is weird. They've done hinges like this in the past. Does Frieren have the same issue? Yeah, Frieren has the same issue. So far, some of the faults they have together, which honestly not surprised. The app crunch is like, again, non-existent, so you won't be able to get that. Foot, you have a hinge, and of course you can swivel it, pivot it, however you want. Actually, not much pivot. Interesting. And then of course a toe hinge. So not the greatest toe hinge. It's very weird on how they did this one, but it works, I guess. I don't think you're gonna put this character in toe hinges or tippy toe poses a lot. So my issue with this figure is the way that they designed her. It's fine, but at the same time, it's like this coat is so bulky. Her coat is insanely bulky for it to just be a pure, solid piece of plastic. I don't know why they did this when we just saw Tanjiro have something so much better. Actually, give me 1 second. Okay, so I actually thought that Nezuko would be a better comparison because they pretty much have a very similar outfit with like a full-on dress and the actual coat on the back. You can see that there is different like sections for the coat over here, which they could have done the exact same for FERN. Where's the hand? What the heck? So they could have done the exact same for FERN, but they did not for some reason. So it's a very questionable decision on Bandai's on Bandai's part of them not really putting in the effort into giving this figure too much articulation. So thank you, Nezuko, for giving us that demonstration. And this figure actually came out before Nezuko, so very interesting to see how some teams work differently based on like what they have to work with. And because I know in terms of how Tamashii does things, they have different teams that focus on different figures. So one team, let's do this. We have Team A and Team B. Team A makes the greatest figures ever. That's why we have the Demon Slayer line. That's why we have the Naruto line. All that kind of stuff. Then we have Team B, which kind of get the short end of stick figures, I guess. Like kind of like the Bleach figures. These type of figures. Sometimes Dragon Ball. And then it feels like Team A and Team B kind of section off as to what figures they want to choose from in terms of Dragon Ball and all that kind of stuff. So again, they have different teams that they work with, and they always come with a different conclusion as to what they're going to use for their figures and what is effective to them. I feel like I'm getting too much into my final thoughts for this figure, but let's look at the accessories real quick before I actually give my full-on accessories. She has the similar amount, or like the same amount as Frieren, which is really nice. We do have the like official pouting face, which is really nice, very beautiful, very FERN. We also have a sort of ecchi face, or like sad face. You can stay back. And of course we have a very serious face, which is like she's looking down into your soul, which they're not the most detailed faces for sure, but they're very nicely painted as always, which is really nice. Now, she does come with the defensive attack or the defensive spell that they use throughout the actual series, and of course her staff as well. The staff is definitely sturdier than Frieren's, which is really nice. I don't feel like I'm going to break this one anytime soon. She comes with the bracelet that was given to her by Stark, which is absolutely beautiful. I don't remember if it was Stark or Frieren. It was either one of the two. She comes with 2 like attack hands, very nice when she's doing her spells. 2 grasping hands for her staff, and also 2 open palm extended hands. Focus, thank you. And then a pointing finger hand, which is really simplistic in terms of hands and accessories, which I don't mind. Although this figure was kind of expensive because I did buy this in US retail price, so yeah. But kind of leading into my final thoughts, I do feel like this figure was a little bit mishandled and not really given enough thought to actually be good. I will tell you, the score is not going to be the greatest. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. The reason for it, she has little to no pose ability at all, so it's like, it's kind of hard to give her a high pass. The amount of accessories that she comes with is also kind of lackluster, because it's the exact same amount, and I'm pretty sure she's a little bit more expensive than Frieren. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. I don't remember if they're the same price or if they're different prices. But it's kind of nice to actually have both of them at the same time. It's going to go great in my collection. And if you have these in your collection, it's going to go great in your collection as well. But I do think that she's a little bit too overpriced for what Bandai is asking for over here in the US. If you're able to find this, hopefully on a sale over in Japan, at Japanese retail sites, I would suggest getting it there. Although they actually are kind of hard to find, both her and Frieren, because of the popularity of both the manga and the anime, mainly the anime. So I don't expect these figures to be widely available currently. So I would hold off onto a reissue for this figure. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Kind of a disaster of a video, at least in my opinion. But I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.